My name is Shannon Gilmore, and welcome to Positively Spiritual. On this channel, I am hopeful that you will find what you're looking for. Maybe some comfort, peace of mind, solitude, maybe a chance to feel heard, maybe some insight. Maybe you're looking for growth in, maybe you're looking for some new insight, some new information. Well, this is the place to be. I have good things for you. I see good things for you. That maybe this channel is where you're going to want to stay. You're more than welcome. We have a wonderful chat group. We have a growing family here as we are growing very quickly on this channel. We're not monetized, and yet we are moving mountains in the YouTube scene. We're up and comers as we are overcomers. And we're glad to meet you. We're glad to see you. Welcome, come on in. We're here twice a day, once in the afternoon and once in the evening, 1 o'clock and 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we are so happy that you are here. Welcome, come on in. Here you are going to learn about narcissism in a way that you may not have heard before, as we uproot narcissism. We grab it by the ear, We pull and yank on that taproot of fear within narcissism and unpack it from a psychological, scientific, and spiritual lens. Here, we believe in Jesus, but there's no religiosity, there's no judgment, there's no denomination. So you're welcome, come on in. Hey guys, hi VK. May I introduce you to VK? She is our moderator for this channel. And if you guys got questions, you're welcome to ask her whatever you got going on your mind. She's very insightful and very kind and loving, and she will help you with your questions, your comments, and suggestions. So welcome. It's nice to see you, and thank you, VK, for your help in moderating. I couldn't do this without you. Seriously, girl, I love you. Thank you so much. So with that said, I've been asked some questions as I was online today answering some people's questions, and oh my goodness, who am I being introduced to? You are being introduced to the crowd. VK, hi Dimitri, how are you? Even though people are not coming yet, we still need to introduce everyone to the people who come in afterwards and watch the repeated program of this video. So we're saying hi to those who are watching us live, but also hello to everyone who watches us from the repeated video, the recorded video. It's nice to have you, and it's nice to see you whenever you get the chance to view us. So, whether you've got time or you make time for us, it's really nice to see you. Thank you. So, hi Ted, how you doing? So our crowd is growing, and it's so awesome. The world is, the world is very confusing, isn't it? We don't even have words. There's no words to even describe what is going on. Only we can say it's biblical, and we're preparing our hearts on this channel to prepare for when Jesus comes back. And so we've got to uproot the narcissism. Hey Resistor, how you doing? It's good to see you too. Okay, so today I was just perusing the internet, looking at some people's questions online, and I came across a few, and I'd like to answer these questions as, you know, we're hurting. We're hurting and we're needing answers. And so one of the person's questions today asked was, I'm looking for advice on narcissism. I want to go back to the narcissist. I hate that I need them. Can you convince me not to go back when I believe that I need the narcissist? Oh dear. I love them. And I believe they do love me, but they just don't realize it. Am I obsessed? What's wrong with me? How can I let it go? Should I let them go? What do I do? Oh boy. Oh boy. So for the person who asked this question, I feel your pain. We've all been there. I know I have many, many, many times. And loving a narcissist does feel obsessive, doesn't it? What about me, Rez? Resistor. You got to give props to VK, our moderator. Hugs to you, girl. So, to this person who asked this question, what you're feeling is powerful, but it's not love. It's trauma bonding. We've talked quite a bit on this channel about that. And, you know, psychology will tell you all about trauma bonding. It's chemical. And, you know, that's what the narcissist uses to get you hooked. Trauma bonding is an emotional tie that you have to the narcissist where you feel like you can't let go. You feel this viscerally. Hi, Cody. How you doing? It's nice to see you. You feel this viscerally. I mean, it's real, it's raw, and the feeling is intense, extremely intense. And that's because your brain chemistry is addicted to the push and pull dynamics of the idealization and the devaluation that comes directly from the narcissist. They lure you in by pulling you close to them, and then they push you away. They call you down and treat you as if you don't matter or you don't mean anything to them. And this works. This gets you chemically bonded to the narcissist. And the truth is, you don't need this. This behavior is something that you've never signed up for. You know you don't need this. You don't deserve this. You know that. So please don't be so hard on yourself, okay? I know. It's difficult. I mean, we can't help but kind of think, did I do something? Is it me? It's got to be me, right? It has to be me. It's not them. It's me. Maybe they're right. Oh my gosh. Well, okay. Let's just understand that we were all duped, and you were duped into believing that the narcissist or the other person's intentions were pure and good. But now that you know, what do? You have no choice but to detach your feelings from them. And it's time to get honest with yourself. Are you really in love with them? Are you really? How do you know it's love? Are you sure it's love? I mean, the bonding, the trauma bonding is chemical. Your brain is chemically addicted to the narcissist. So are you sure you're really in love with the narcissist? Well, the truth is, we're not in love with the narcissist. Oh no. See, they mirrored ourselves back to us. The narcissist mirrored you back to you. And that's who you fell in love with. You fell in love with a version of yourself that you could not see, but everybody else can see. Through the narcissist, you were allowed to see a mirror image of you that everyone likes and values. That about you is truthful. But because you're standing on the inside of yourself, looking outside, you can't see this perspective of you. And so when it's projected back to you, you appear as a different person. So this different person is a stranger, and you assume that stranger is the person that you're meeting in the narcissist. But really, it's yourself. This is just a big line. F-U-C-K. So absolutely, VK. VK says, I'm looking for support or just positivity from like minds. I hope we can be supportive to each other. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so Cody says, I feel so happy and grateful and peaceful and great alone. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you with that. Like, I went for my walk today, enjoyed the sunshine, the afternoon sunshine. It was cold outside, but I didn't care. I was just so happy to look at the sun, feel it on my face, grab some vitamin D, and just recognize, the sun is the light source, and that sun is still the same sun that was created at the beginning of our creation. I was just like, thank you, God, for not letting that sun go dark. Thank you, God, for the sunshine. Thank you, God, for this day. And it felt so good just to be empowered and think about God, throughout my walk, and not be sidelined with, thinking about pleasing somebody else to meet the needs in the relationship. I haven't been on my own for very long. It's been a year, and it's been a good year, and I don't know, it just feels really good. So I'm with you on that, Cody. Resistor says, demon black eyes is what it took to realize I saw a demon. Ooh, yeah. See, and that's something we don't want to believe, because we're brainwashed into believing that the narcissist is a person, is human. They're not human. They're not human. Oh, God help us, they're not human. So through the narcissist, because they projected you back to yourself, through the narcissist, you were allowed to see a mirror image of you that everybody else sees, but you don't get to see. That is where the narcissist is truthful. And that's probably the only time they're truthful. But because you're standing on the inside of yourself, looking outside with these peepers, these little peepers right here, you're looking outside, looking at every little detail, your focus is not on yourself, so you can't recognize yourself. You can't see the perspective of you. So when that perspective of you is projected back to you, you're assuming that it's the narcissist, the stranger you are excited to meet and get to know. You have mistakenly believed the character reflected back to you was somebody else. But it was you, and always has been you all along. You fell in love with yourself. And that is a secret revealed right there. That the only one you have ever needed is you. That love that you have discovered in the narcissist as they project your nature back to you, and you discover, oh, this is true love, this is beautiful. Well, you're falling in love with yourself, proving to you that you is all you have ever needed. Just think about that for a minute. Let that percolate. Let that just percolate. You don't need the narcissist. Oh no, you don't need the narcissist. Not because you're not unlovable, you are lovable. But because they can't love you the way that you do and the way that you need to be loved. They don't realize their love for you because what they feel isn't love. You know that. There's no empathy there. What they have is possession. They treat you and everybody else like objects. They treat us like possessions to control. Everything is just a utility for them. Hi everyone, it's nice to see you. Welcome. Come on in. Share your comments, questions, and suggestions. It's nice to have you. And I hope you get something out of this video. We're answering some questions here from, public forums, public boards, question and answer boards about narcissism. And, this person wants to love the narcissist, but we're learning that we can't. We can't love them. We've got to learn to let go. Because the narcissist does not love. And let's just bring this fact out into the open, shall we? They don't even love themselves, okay? They can't love themselves. They're incapable of love. Why? Because they lack empathy. Okay, what? I read that wrong. Okay. Okay, put one in the chat if Shannon is a beast. Tress. I thought... I read that wrong. I read that wrong. Wow. Wow. Ooh. Wow. I'll share with you in private, VK, what I thought you said. It's kind of what we talked about the other day, but oh my gosh, I'm laughing at myself. I'm hilarious. I'm hilarious. My ego wants to, my ego is just, never mind. My ego can just shut it down. Just shut it down. Anyways, the narcissist, they're incapable of loving, okay? That's just the facts. They have no empathy. So answering the other question, as this person asked, am I the obsessed one because I want the narcissist back? Is it me? Am I obsessed? Like, what's going on here? Like, really? Okay, well, obsession, there's a fine line. I think there's a fine line. But I think what we think is obsession with us is the trauma bond. Because once we get rid of the trauma bond, once we come to terms and alleviate ourselves, heal ourselves of the brainwashing, which is the trauma bond, then we're no longer fixated on the narcissist. But is the narcissist obsessed with us? Absolutely. Because obsession has everything to do with control. And that's what the trauma bond is. The trauma bond is about control. Feeling in control of your emotions, your mind, feeling in control of the situation. But when we release ourselves of this chemical bondage of the brain, we start to self-regulate with our own feelings that are self-directed. And so we lose that feeling of obsession. So I don't think you're obsessed. No. It may feel like you are. But again, you're chemically bound to the narcissist through the trauma bond. That's just the facts of it. So you're traumatized to need them in a way that surpasses you needing yourself. So you put the narcissist first before yourself, believing that that's the right thing to do, believing that you're supposed to put other people first before yourself. That's the way we get liked. That's the way we get attention. That's the way we find favor with other people. That's manipulation, actually. That's manipulating other people for our need. That's a form of control. But that's another video, perhaps, to, take a look at that and really do some self-assessment, do some inner work. The narcissist has traumatized us and gaslit us to believe that we don't matter and that no one matters except for the narcissist. What is the antidote? Okay, Dimitri. Hi, Dimitri. How you doing? Hi, Aquarius. Hi, Truth Teller. How you doing? Hi, Resistor. Hi, Cody. Who else is in the house tonight? Aquarius. Dimitri. Hi. Is Ted in the house tonight? Maybe I thought, I'm not. Oh, yep, I'm seeing Ted. Hi, Ted. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see everyone here. How are you guys all doing? You guys surviving okay? The world is going to hell in a handbag. Hi, Joe. Nice to see you. So just focus on God, okay? Focus on God. I know it's scary out there. So keep yourself safe. There's going to be more hardships coming, more sky events, if you want to call them that. Just keep yourself safe and focus on God, okay? Don't give in to fear. So when it comes to narcissism, you have to be willing to let them go. And that's how you break the trauma bond. By willing to let them go, you detach your feelings. This is difficult to do. And it's not accomplished through willpower. It comes by your awakening to yourself. You must see the narcissist as who they are. And as you begin to see who they are, you begin to see who you are. You see them for who they are not, as you also see yourself for who you are not. And this reveals to you all who you can be. This reveals to you your potential. See, we talked about potential. We fall in love with the potential of the narcissist, when the reality is we need to see our potential, and we live out our potential through them. If we can change, then so can the narcissist. Well, I relate to the narcissist getting angry once in a while. I used to be like that too, and if I change, they can change. No. You're only seeing part of your potential. And the potential that you're missing, you're projecting onto them. You're pretty sure I have not seen The Matrix? VK, we need to talk. I love The Matrix. I've seen all the movies. And I understand it. It's freaking deep. Quantum science deep. I love it. It's The Matrix was a documentary. You gotta watch it. Shannon, reread that. Okay. Okay. I'll read Ted's comment. Yes, I've seen The Matrix. Yes. Loved it. Loved it. Hello, shalom, girl. Jesus is God. Yes, I agree. Amen. Jesus is Lord. Amen. Cody, you've never seen The Matrix? Are you guys serious? Are you guys for real? I've never done DMT. No. No. I've opened my pineal gland and I've got natural DMT. And it's trippy. Did you know that narcissists believe that everyone else is also manipulative just like them? Oh, exactly. Exactly. Because narcissists believe that because we're an extension of them. Just they haven't grown up. We've talked about this in other videos where think of a toddler and a child like a toddler and a parent. You know, a toddler has a toy, has a blanket, a security, parents call it a security blanket. You know, their favorite stuffy, their stuffed animal that they can't go to have a nap without. We think this is their security toy or their security blanket, but no, it's an extension of them. These things that they gravitate to, these children gravitate to specific things that bring out their happy. The parents are an extension of the child. So when the parent is smiling, the child doesn't understand that the parent is smiling through outside sources that has nothing to do with the child. But for the child, life revolves around the child. And so if mommy gives you a scally face, and don't do that, don't, and shows disappointment, then that automatically makes the child sad. The child internalizes that, and that's what's happening with the narcissist. The narcissist hasn't grown up, and so they treat everybody as an extension of them. The narcissist is upset, so they think everybody is upset. The narcissist is undermining, so they think everybody's undermining. They're manipulative, so they think everybody else is manipulative. The narcissist thinks, maybe not consciously, but they act as if everybody's an extension of them. Psychologists call this objectifying, and it's identifying. The narcissist identifies, projects their identity on other people, and thinks that the outside world is an extension of their inside world. They haven't grown up yet. They're not self-aware. They're not self-actualized. So you cannot overstate how sick the narcissist mind is. Exactly. It's debaucherous. Just think about this. I gotta get my cord. Hang on. Gotta plug in the phone. Okay. So think about this. Okay, your mommy and daddy teach you right from wrong. Okay? But with the narcissist, there's no boundaries, no filters. There's no, I wonder if that would. Hang on a sec. Gotta get out the extension cord. Just because I don't want to be dealing with the low battery in a few minutes. There we go. All right, I think we're good now. All right, so when you're dealing with a narcissist, just think of a kid. Kids, this sweater just is not flattering. It makes me look so overweight, but oh well. So it's warm. That's what I'm just nice and warm now. Anyways, so narcissistic children don't do boundaries, okay? And the adult, they didn't adhere to boundaries when they were kids. And so just think of this. that as you're an adult, you're exposed to adult things, sexual things, deviant things, pornography, gluttony, lust, whatever, like whatever is so debaucherous that your mind just won't allow you to go there. That's the filter. Empathy is the filter for us, where our minds will not allow us to think debaucherous things. But with the narcissist, because they didn't develop healthy boundaries and that empathy when they were kids, now they're kids stuck in an adult body, and they have this fantasy mindset of anything goes. And they are front and center in their fantasy world in their mind. Whatever brings them pleasure, good or evil, it doesn't matter. They're like role playing in this life. They're sick and twisted and they're disgusting creatures. That's all I gotta say. So you gotta let go of the narcissist. You gotta stop wishing and hoping and desiring them to be who you want them to be, because that's never gonna happen. Accept that they are who they are. They're their own unique person. They're set apart from you. How empaths aren't the narcissist? We have empathy. We have empathy. The narcissist doesn't. Empathy is our natural boundary line. You know, when you're like, gee, I better not pull the puppy's tail because it will hurt the puppy. You know, when somebody pulls your hair, it hurts. So you don't pull the puppy's tail because you know it hurts when somebody pulls you by the ear or the cheek. Or if you had a tail, how would that feel? That's our boundary. You know, gee, you're not going to, pull the cat's fur. Or, gee, you're not going to go and, step on somebody's foot on purpose, and you're not going to stick your foot out in the aisle of the bus. You know, you're sitting on the comfy bus seat, and you stick out your foot while somebody walks down the aisle to watch them stumble, because you wouldn't want that done to you. That's a natural boundary. So when psychologists say, oh, we've got to exercise healthy boundaries, I've said that too, but I'm realizing in this video, so thank you whoever asked that question. Aquarius asked the question. I'm realizing that we do have healthy boundaries. But as I've said before, the narcissist hijacks our empathy, so we don't learn to use it for ourselves. That's our problem. We have healthy boundaries. We just haven't implemented them. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Huh. Total sense. Okay. They will show you empathy when they want something. Yes, and that is cognitive empathy. That is understanding how empathy works, but not feeling empathy. And you can hear the difference between cognitive empathy. You can hear it in their voice. There's no feeling in their voice. It's flat. It's actually condescending. You'll hear it. They'll, like Ted said before, they insult our intelligence. Yeah, they insult our intelligence and our empathy. And you'll hear it. You'll hear how insulting their empathy actually is. It's condescending. And it's disgusting. And it's just maddening. Like when you see it, you can see it. So you got to let go of the narcissist. You got to stop wishing. You got to stop desiring them to be who you want them to be. Accept that they are their own unique person. They're not human. They're set apart from you. They are not you, never will be you. They're not even like you. They're not human. They lack empathy. The narcissist is unhealthy, and they share a fantasy with you. And that fantasy is unhealthy. It's what they want. You know, it's like they see the movie playing out in their heads, and they want to reenact that movie that's going on in their heads. And they're the hero, you're the villain. Their cognitive empathy is not consistent. That's right. It's only to gain supply. Yeah. You can't win with a narcissist. That's right. Yeah. But it ends in shame because the narc has no hope for a good outcome. Exactly. Yeah, I'm about to just play this game. Yeah, you know what? If you have ever followed the narcissist's lead by gaslighting them, by breadcrumbing them, by ghosting them, by stonewalling them, by manipulating them, they don't like it. They don't like it. They absolutely hate it. So they know what they're doing. So ask yourself, if the narcissist truly loved you, would you be feeling this much pain? If they valued you, would you be here asking yourself, why don't they value you? I mean, respect goes both ways. You've got to respect yourself, and the narcissist won't respect you. And if you don't respect yourself, you can't see them disrespecting you. You will blame yourself because you don't respect yourself. You have no self-respect. So you'll take their disrespect as, I deserved it. Oh, it's my fault. I hurt them in some way. They're just not telling me what I did because they're so offended they're not telling me what I did. So I need to change. But how can you change if you don't know what you did? And you try to talk to them, but they don't tell you. Or they just further blame you and gaslight you and make you feel like a piece of garbage. That's not communication. That's not healing to grow. That's just projecting blame and making you feel worse. So, if the narcissist was capable of change, wouldn't they have changed by now? Relationships do change us, but it's not a forced change. It's a change where we want to change to be better, to suit them. Ted says when they realize that your kindness and giving nature is genuine and the narcissist fears it will shed light on their lack of kindness and giving, and they end up hating you. Absolutely. You know it. So here's the thing. The narcissist is not your healer. You're not in this relationship to heal. You're in this relationship, God willing, to have you see how you have been undermining and maligning yourself. They are your test. And passing the test means walking away. Not for them to chase you, but for you to reclaim yourself. The real love you seek is within you. Find it there, and the need for them will disappear. Totally. When you start loving yourself, oh heck, they will leave you. They'll leave you alone. They'll stop calling. They'll stop coming around. You know, when you just get in touch with yourself and start doing things for yourself and being happy, showing that you're happy, showing your joy, they're going to be like, because your joy is a natural boundary. When you don't let the narcissist take away your joy, when they're trying to project onto you, you know, saying all these negative things, and you're just like, well, that's your opinion. Yeah, okay, well, thanks for the advice. I'll take it under advisement. But, you know, or, you know, they're like, why are you so happy? Life sucks. No reason. I don't need a reason to be happy. I'm just happy. You know, and you stop looking to the narcissist to engage your emotions with them, they freak out. What's love ourselves? Or, okay, and not been to each other. How about that? Hi, Mark. How you doing? Mark Clay says witchcraft. Okay. Yeah, see, we don't know what love is. So if you don't know what love is, you can't love yourself. And if you can't love yourself, you can't love your neighbor. Your neighbor is your significant other. So how you love one another, you really want to know how you love one another and yourself? Start recognizing and see Jesus in you. Start recognizing and seeing the light in yourself and celebrating that light. And then you'll be able to see the light in somebody else, as you'll be able to see their goodness and their kindness and their kind nature and their giving. And you're not going to say, what's your angle? Oh, you're giving to me because you want something? No, you'll just be able to accept. And through their consistent nature, you'll be able to see if it's true love or not. Your light inside you will tell you if there's light inside the other person or not. God knows who are his children. So you have every right to ask, put your hand on your heart and say, God, is this person of you? Maybe they're not fully, they're trying. Maybe I'm not seeing their Christianity for what it can be, but you know who they are. So I can't see their motives, and I'm asking you, God, what are their motives? Do they have kindness and benevolence towards me, or are they just a cheat? Are they just a fake? Are they serving you in vain, God? Do they serve themselves, or are they serving you, God? How, let me know, is this person, do they have goodwill towards me? Ask God, put your hand on your heart and say, God, is this person safe? Is this person safe for me to get to know? He'll tell you. Absolutely, he'll tell you. Hi, Ash. Nice to see you. Welcome. Oh my goodness. Really, VK? You know what? Okay. All right. Oh, okay. No worries. No worries. I'm terrible at typing too. Sometimes I type too fast and the computer is so slow and it can't keep up, and I type the wrong whatever, typos. It's fine. We figure it out, right? We do what we can. But I'm just reading VK's comment here about her mom. Even voice to text gets it wrong. I can't tell you how many times I've said words and I'm speaking so precisely, trying my hardest not to mumble, but I'm trying to talk really fast before the text to speech shuts down, because on my phone I'm only allowed maybe 2 minutes to talk, so I'm blah, 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 blah. And it's sometimes I slur, so I'm like when I type in, like sometimes I use the voice to say the title in our videos here on YouTube. And oh my gosh, if I don't check it before I send it, it comes out garbage. Like it comes out garbled, like I'm talking like, what, is she drunk? Has she been drinking? What's she taking? I want some of that. But yeah, so we do the best that we can. So you also have a few things out of that, because I also dislike my mother very much. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. We're going to have to talk, girl. She says my leggings are out of style. And the 70-year-old woman who watches QVC, and then I should throw them away. You know what? Your style is your own. Your style is what makes you you. You feel comfortable in those leggings, you wear those leggings, girl. I'm wearing funky pants too. And people say, I'm too old to be wearing, I'm showing you guys my legs. Okay? But I'm too old to be wearing funky pants, you know, like, you know, pants that just, you know, it's like, how can you not notice these pants? But I like them. I think they're pretty, and they make me feel girly. So who cares what other people think? And, you know, if you want to wear leggings, I wear leggings too. They're the most comfortable things in the world. Like, holy frick. They are just, I hate wearing jeans. I hate it. I have one pair of jeans, and they're too big for me now because I lost a whole bunch of weight. But I'm telling you, I don't like jeans. I just don't. I prefer leggings because I like sitting cross-legged, and I like feeling, you know, comfortable. I don't like feeling the tightness, you know. So I know that's too much information, but I know guys don't like wearing jeans either, you know. Especially when you're riding horses. Jeans are the worst things to wear when you're riding horses. I'm serious. You get the inner thigh chafing, and that chafing hurts for weeks. Like, it freaking, it's like a, it's a road rash. It freaking hurts on the saddle. So don't wear jeans when you're horseback riding. Please don't. Leggings are really good. Leggings are good. And that's why you, like, some people have the pads in the inner thigh of their leggings. You know, that's even more ideal. What did we get on that? I don't know. Just you know me. I'm just talking. No, I like bib overalls. Overalls are cool. I've never had a pair. I want a pair. I've had a jumpsuit. I love jumpsuits. But overalls, I'd love a pair of overalls. That's what country bumpkins wear. Overalls all the time. The big, thick, heavy ones that, you know, are thicker than denim. They're almost like, have you guys ever seen the waterproof tinting? Yeah, you can get, you know, overalls that are like waterproofed tinting. They're thick material, and they're freaking awesome. You know, you can go quadding in the mud, and, you know, get down and dirty with the cattle and wrestle your cattle out of the mud, and you're not going to get wet. Like, these overalls are cool. I like overalls. So, yeah, I will become Johnny Appleseed. Oh, the Lord is good to me, and so I thank the Lord for blessing me with the things I need, the sun, the rain, and the apple tree. The Lord is good to me. Johnny Appleseed. Amen. You walked into that one, sir. So, stop attracting trolls with that talk. Okay. We're just making conversation. It's all innocent talk here. So, self-appointed job is hard enough without you feeding the trolls. Oh, okay. But there's no trolls here. There's no trolls here. Now you're chastising me. Are you going to put me on timeout, girl? Don't want to hear about your seeds or apples. Just chill, girl. That's what, no, that is like what we learned in camp, okay? That's not a bad song. That's an actual kids song. When you get to know me, I sing kids songs because I'm a parent, so I have lots of kids songs. And we learned that in Girl Guides. And we learned that in grade 6 camp. And we used to sing that in, to say grace when we were having our breakfast in the morning at grade 6 camp. We'd have porridge and honey, and we'd all stand up and we'd sing that as a prayer to say thank you for our food. So there. Super dorky. That is exactly the best friend that I always wish to have, with really good like hair. Thank you. You know what? You can call me a nerd. I call myself a nerd all the time. I call myself a geek, a dork. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Because if we can't be silly, then, we've lost the zest for life. So it's cool. It brings me back, Shannon, says Resistor. Yeah, like we're doing old school. We're bringing back the old school. Like, okay, you guys, I think I posted, maybe I haven't yet, but I was about to. If it's not there, it will be posted. I came across Sharon, Lois, and Bram last night. Do you guys know the song? Do you know the song? VK might not like this song, so we're gonna sing it. Skinnamarink dinky dink, skinnamarink doo. No, I love you. Skinnamarink dinky dink, skinnamarink doo. I love you. Sing along if you know this. I love you in the morning and underneath the moon. No, I love you in the morning. Something and I love you underneath the moon. I forgot the lyrics, but yeah. So, I love you too. Boop boop be doo. That's how the song goes. I messed it up, but yeah. There's an earworm. So I'm starting to think we're in some kind of MK Ultra Twilight Zone thing. Why did you know that I would be disturbed by that, Shannon? Because you would. You got to be a parent to love that song. Because Sharon, Lois, and Bram, this is the elephant song. Okay? They have a puppet. They have a person inside an elephant costume. Sharon and Lois and Bram are awesome, but you got to be a parent to appreciate it. And I had to appreciate Sharon and Lois and Bram before I became a parent, because I was babysitting when I was 13 years old, and I had to watch this with the kids. I babysat. So, yeah, so I got my kids onto Sharon, Lois, and Bram. So, yeah. So now you're onto it too. Don't get me started on Barney. I love you. Yeah, don't even go there. Clean up, no, don't even go there. See, these songs you can sing in your mind when the narcissist is want, just talking. You just go in your mind, just go somewhere childlike in your mind, start singing some songs. Just water off a duck's back, ignore them, let them do their want, Charlie Brown, the teacher who does the want in the background. That's the narcissist. Just let them talk. Your mind doesn't have to follow. Be happy. Okay, so we're going to get on to number 2 question. VK says, I swear your show, if I was just like at least on audio with you and would like to be so much more fun. Well, when I get my new phone from you, VK, thank you, we will. It will be a lot of fun. I'll be able to have you guys on and we'll talk. So as long as you can take constructive, which I cannot. I can take constructive criticism. I've had to learn because I'm an author. So when you have editors, when a publishing house who looks at your stuff and says, this is crap, this doesn't make sense. Other writers are critiquing online what you write about. You've got to have a thick skin. And you know what? She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes to toot. That's Joe. Joe did that. Awesome, Joe. Thank you. So moving on, I guess. No, it's constructive criticism is awesome. I'm welcome it. So you're not an a-hole. So you feel like people are trying to bribe God with life instead of just loving Jesus. Yeah, I feel that too. Well said. You know, and it's time to get back to Jesus. And, you know, we worry about our own faith. We worry about we worry about our salvation. We worry about ourselves. Like, I'm learning through these videos that it's not just about repentance by getting rid of the things that we do. It's about the things that we think, the negativity that we think, the negative things that we feel. And when you allow yourself to be joyful, when you allow yourself to just rise above the negativity, you're tapping into the heart of Jesus. So it's pretty cool. So know that I have voice to text. Hey Joe, where did you serve in the military, specifically, if you don't mind? So VK Cody says you're kind, which I have to agree. All you guys are kind on here. You guys are awesome. Cody says it's like can't even share a meal with Jesus. No wonder he had a Last Supper. Ooh. Yeah. Joe says, I served 10 years twice in Germany. Wow. That's pretty cool. You know, my mother-in-law had a friend. Her name was Yanni. And she lived in Germany. She was Dutch. And she lived in Germany. Very lovely woman. She became a social worker because of the atrocities that she saw in the war, and she saw Hitler's men do some young teenagers who were Hitler's men, and I can't even say what they did. It's too diabolical here, but her stories have left an impression, and I hope that never is repeated. Like, I hope we never see another Hitler in our lifetime ever, in the world ever again. So, but anyways, shall we move on to question number 2? Okay, so this next question comes from Reddit. Now, I have altered it slightly just because I didn't copy it word for word. I'm recalling it from memory, and I don't want to call anybody out, but I felt that this, you know, I answered this person on Reddit, and I feel like it tugged at my heart. So this is what this person said. They're a Christian, and they said, my wife has cheated. You guys tell me what you see wrong. You guys share with the group here what the red flags are. Okay, so my wife has cheated on me with 4 men. I have asked her about it, and she says that she did a stupid thing and that it was a waste of time. Those are his direct words, okay? She also says she regrets what she did. Now she wants to be alone. She wants to go no contact with me until she figures out what she wants to do. She says she wants to work on her Christianity, and I believe she is trying. So I have moved out of the house because she wants to go no contact. I have moved out of the house, and now I'm sleeping in my car at my work parking lot. She has actually asked me to move out, and I've given her what she wants, but I want her back. How do I get her back? But how do I know she won't hurt me again? How do I trust her? Yeah. Hi, Reptile. Nice to see you. Yeah, let her go. Exactly. Red flags all over the place. Red flags. And there is a lot going on in this question. And when I posed the answer to this individual, I said, let's look at the red flags. And I showed him, I shared the red flags without telling him that they were red flags. And I just said, what stands out to you? What stands out, man? Like, common sense tells us this woman does not give a flying care. Like, she does not care about anybody but herself. So here's the red flag. She chose to betray her husband 4 times. Once, maybe a mistake, maybe. That's giving a lot of license to that may be a mistake. Like, when you cheat, you want to. That's the bottom line. Things don't just happen. But giving a person the benefit of the doubt, because this is 4 times. So let's just tread lightly here. A mistake can happen, but it's rare. But it's pretty common these days because people just don't give a care about their vows that they make with people. People treat other people like disposable takeaway trays. Like, it's sick. But anyways, leaving my opinion behind on this, repeated behavior is a pattern. She chose to step outside of the marriage 4 times. This wasn't a lapse in judgment. Come on. No. This was not a lapse in judgment. This wasn't a, oopsie, I forgot I was married. No. This was a choice. And it was a repeated choice over and over again. The fact that she now says she regrets, well, that's something. That's okay. A poor attempt, but, acknowledgement is, it's a good start, kinda. But this doesn't erase the reality of what happened. If she truly regrets it, her actions, not her words, will prove it. Yeah, she sounds like a sex addict. Perhaps, yeah. The fact that she said what she did was a waste of time, that to me sounds like she didn't find what she was looking for. And had she found what she was looking for, she would continue to cheat on her husband. That's what that says to me. But what do I know? I've been cheated on many times before by the same person. So my experience is my experience, but had I known what I know now, you don't give the cheater a second chance. You don't. When they're a narcissist, you don't give them a second chance. You don't forgive them and wipe the slate clean and say it's okay, because you're just telling them, you're giving them exactly what they want. See, when a narcissist, they know that you have unconditional love and they want your unconditional love, but not in the way that you give it. See, you give unconditional love because you're not judging, because you genuinely love and care about the person. But the narcissist, they want to use your unconditional love as a license to do what they want with no consequence. They see your unconditional love as no rules, no boundaries. I can do what I want. You're letting me do what I want. That's what I need. I don't need judgment from you. Oh, you don't love me if you're putting rules on me. That's not unconditional love. Well, I'm sorry, but narcissists have unconditional love sideways. They don't understand it. So here's the thing. This woman perhaps only regretted her error because she didn't find satisfaction. And this sounds to me that there is something within her that needs healing, as she is looking to the marriage and to other people to fill a void. For me, it sounds like the marriage is unfulfilling to her. And maybe she went into this marriage thinking that she was going to fill that void. Maybe superficially he did for her for a time, but after a while she learned that it wasn't working. And I'm not saying that the guy, there's two sides to every story. We don't know what the marriage was like. There's a reason why she cheated, and it's either because she's a narcissist or their marriage was not fulfilling for her in some way. And I'm not saying that this man is a saint. I'm not saying that. I'm not putting the blame all on her, but I'm not putting it all on him either. To be fair and to be unbiased and non-judgmental, some people cheat because they're not necessarily a narcissist. They're cheating because they're missing something in their marriage and they lack communication. And somebody has stopped giving a darn in the marriage. Maybe somebody feels like they're being taken advantage of. They're being neglected. I mean, maybe he's the narcissist and maybe she went outside the marriage because she's trying to find, that she can't be emotionally vulnerable with her husband, and so she's going to find that emotional vulnerability with somebody else and find that connection. Don't know. We're just hearing his side of the story. But this marriage has red flags on both sides. And as a person who has cheated before, not on my marriage, before I was a Christian, I cheated. And I was looking for a way out of the marriage because I felt trapped, I felt stuck. I felt I made a bad choice. And I didn't know how to, I was looking for somebody else to take over. This man, he's willing to take care of me, he's willing to help me, he's willing to support me and be supportive, and that's what I was looking for. Not realizing that I was totally toxic. So, I don't recommend cheating. Heal yourself. But once a cheater, not always a cheater. That's what repentant lifestyle is for. We got to work it out. We got to see why we do what we do. So for this woman, at least bare minimum, this marriage is unfulfilling to her, and it's up to both individuals to communicate. It's not up to the other person to make the other person happy in the marriage. Both people are responsible for themselves as they're responsible for each other. If one person feels empty, they have a duty of care to convey that to their partner. And their partner has a duty of care to understand and try their best or do their best to see how they can help or how the other person can be best supported. So this woman has an unfulfilled need that can only be made right through deep soul searching. Instead of turning to the physical comfort of someone else, maybe find time for a personal group retreat where maybe the two of you can go on a couples retreat, a Christian couples retreat where you can get in touch and do some real intensive communication and learn how to really get in touch with each other's souls. I mean, these couples retreats are awesome. They can be very therapeutic and very healing. And, when you're in the right retreat with other couples, you form friendships, you form, accountability partners. You learn how to be responsible for yourself and the decisions you make and be responsible for the marriage, so. And I'd have to say that if somebody cheats, then chances are something has been missing well before the marriage even happened. But it's still important to support each other, whether this void is existent, because of the marriage or before the marriage. It's important for couples to support each other, so communication is key. When you lose the communication, you're contributing to the breakdown of the marriage. So here's another red flag. She's asking for space, but at the man's expense. The man moved out of his home because she requested it. She requested no contact. But this is his home. Is he contributing to the mortgage? Is his name on the mortgage? Or did he move out because this is her house? Don't know. He didn't specify. So now he says he's sleeping in his car while she's in the house. So is this really fair to the man if he partly owns? I understand in this United States that, a woman can have ownership of her house, and just because the couple is married or they live together in the house, if her name is on the title, or if the man's name is on the title exclusively, then, just because they're married, the person who owns the title deed can ask the person to move out. So here in Canada, we don't have those laws. So my question is, he's sleeping in his car in the parking lot of where he works. Why is he doing this? Like, she's the one that cheated. If this house is co-owned, then why does he have to leave? Why does she get to make the demands? Where's his demands? A woman or a man who truly wants to make things right would not allow the other person to be homeless while she figures or he figures things out. This is a huge red flag. So the absence of the other person who has been asked to leave the home, his absence shows her that she can get away with her bad behavior. There's no consequence. And while he's away from the home, what is she doing? If he's not coming around to check up on her daily, if he's not driving by the house, if he's not driving by the house, I'd be very quick to, I would have trust issues. I'd be like, who are you having over? Like, or what are you doing while I'm not there? Are you going through our safe? Are you going through our financial records? Are you taking knickknacks for yourself and putting them in storage so that when we divide up the house, you get more of the stuff? Like, you're able to do all of this stuff without me there? Like, what are you doing, miss? I would like to know what you're doing and what benefit you're getting out of the man not being there in his own home. See, I wouldn't trust this woman. There's no trust there. I don't even know her. And with what is said, if this is true, if it was me and I was asked to leave, I'd be like, no, not on your life. You're the one that cheated. You leave. Let's get a lawyer and sort this out. Who is she to be making demands, right? That's just common sense. So here's another thing. She wants to work out her Christianity. Well, you can't work on your marriage in God's name if you have your spouse living out of the house and you want no contact. That doesn't even make sense. God is about restoration, and you want God in the details, God has to be working on both of you as a couple to work on your marriage, to work on your own salvation personally. Like this common sense doesn't even register here. So there has to be transparency. There is none. There's secrets and distance. There's no accountability here. There's no seeking counsel, no proving that she's trustworthy and she wants to make amends. There's no genuine remorse. There's no regret. There's no true sorrow for hurting this man. She says it was a waste of time. A waste of time? Cheating with 4 men? It was a waste of time? You gotta be kidding me. Somebody said that to me, I would have some words to say. But it's not me. But this is just. So her asking for space. Okay, she's entitled to space, but what about you? What about the man? What about his healing? What about his need for security in the relationship? Like his feelings don't matter? What about the two of them working this out as a couple? This woman has some answers to give. She's got to take accountability and responsibility, and from where the information was given, if this is true, this is freaking major red flags all over the place. And it's just like a narcissist to use God as, God is my witness, I promise I'm not lying. As God is my witness, I'm not lying. May God strike me down dead with lightning if I'm lying, if I'm not telling the truth. May God strike me down with lightning. Or I swear on a stack of Bibles. That's the major red flag Christian narcissists use. And for her to say, oh, I'm working on my Christianity, well, that's just a cop-out. This, again, this is one-sided. This is coming from a man who is deeply wounded. He's remembering what he wants to hear. I get that. The whole scenario is not being given to us. It's just bits and pieces. I get that. But if this went down how he says it went down, there's red flags all over this. And she's not sorry. And I'm not going to be the one to tell this man what to do, because I'm not, I need to see, I need to hear both sides of the situation. Like, this cannot be worked out just with, just a quick answer on Reddit. No, I mean, this is serious alarm bells and serious. These two people, for this to make sense, somebody needs to hear both sides of the story. But this is coming from the man who's hurting, and the fact that he's been ejected from his home, that to me is, why is he not standing up for himself? That's another red flag. It's not all her. Has no boundaries and no courage to stand up to her and say, hey, look, what you did is wrong. I'm not in the wrong here. I'm not the one that should be ejected from my home. Like, no. You want to go no contact, then you go get a hotel or go to your boyfriend's house. But yeah, so just understand when you're looking for answers, your questions are going to be one-sided. And I would really like to be, you know, not a fly on the wall, but I would just, I need more. I mean, I really try to take, personally, I really try to take an unbiased approach, but I let this person know that there's red flags. And yes, he did come back at me, and we did have a private chat. So I learned some more about him, and about the situation. But again, it's one sided, not hearing from her, but from, you know, he's allowed to share his side of the story, just as you guys are allowed to share your side of the story. You are. You're allowed to share your side of the story, because your side of the story involves you and your pain. And from what I see, there's red flags all over this. And, you know, this guy wants to know how he can trust her again. Well, not giving her free rein to control the relationship, that's for sure. Trust is earned. It's not automatically given. And somebody who has cheated, and if they're truly sorry, they will move heaven and earth to make you feel better and make you feel wanted, and work at the relationship and earn back that trust. And so far in this situation, she's just allowed to have her distance, have what she wants. And you know, the hardest truth that this man has to face is no matter what, he can't make her stay. And right now it seems like she doesn't want to. She wants her space, and she's entitled to her space to work this out. Because I have a suspicion, I have a huge feeling like she doesn't know what she wants, and if she does know what she wants, she's scared to go and get it. And you know, this man needs to focus on rebuilding his life mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, because cheating does a number on you. I've been there so many times, and it causes you to question your reality, causes you to question who you are as a man or a woman, as a parent, as spouse, causes you to question what your purpose in this life is. You know, you don't get into a relationship to break up. And you're right, there's two sides. Hi Angie, how you doing? Nice to see you. You know, so, you know, the bottom line is, even if you're married, you can't make somebody stay. And you have to give unconditional love, is giving the person the freedom of choice, whether they want you in their life or not. If they want to leave, you have to let them go to live their life. You have to let them go. And that's the hardest thing we have to do is, you know, when we're faced with challenges like this, we never suspect somebody's going to cheat. And when it happens to us, it's a shock to the system. It's traumatizing, because you are one with that person. You're making a life with that person. You've said promises, you've made vows, you've made agreements, you've created a bond with this person, and then it's just over. Just like that. It's the scariest thing. And I can understand why people do get, you know, when they have to deal with this, like if you don't deal with it, when you get into another relationship, you know, it can be so traumatizing that the person is scared that they're going to be cheated on, so they're looking for red flags and they're hyper vigilant because they don't want to go through that again. They trust the person, but they don't trust other people, and just they don't trust their instincts. You know, they want to, but they don't trust their instincts to say, yeah, I picked a good person here. And you know, there's always in the back of their minds, okay, I've seen red flags before, I know what they are, so I'm going to keep a watch out for them, instead of just letting a person do what they want to do. You can't stop a person. If they want to cheat, they will cheat. They will. You have no control over that. And if a person doesn't want to stay, you have to love them enough to let them go. That's just the way it is. Because we're not on this earth to control other people. We can't. So, and this helps us to know what love is, because true love does not undermine. True love does not hurt. When you love somebody, you really are in that for thick and thin. Like, you know, when you're walking in true love, in unconditional love, you're like, I don't care what you do, what you've done. Your past is your past. I don't care who you are, who you want to be, who you've been. I'm interested in knowing who you are now and growing old with you. And if you change, well, then let me hope and champion your change for the best, because I want you to be the best that you can be. That's love right there, that you grow, that you harmonize yourself with these little growth spurts that we have. So yeah, so those are the two questions of tonight, and they're doozies. So people not seeking after God is useless, as people who seek God seeking after godless people. Well said, Cody. Well said. Yeah. Shannon wants you to contribute to the art Telegram channel. Sure, we'll put, yeah, that's right. I gotta write that down. Thank you, VK. Yes, showcase your art. I'll showcase my art. I'll show you my art if you show me yours. My art, I've made a rock pond, a huge rock pond. I've made a rock fireplace, an outdoor rock fireplace, field stones. I've made a huge mural, mosaic, crushed tiles into little mosaic pieces, little pieces, and made a beautiful mosaic and hung it on my wall. And when I sold my house, the buyers wanted the mosaic. They didn't want me to take it down, so they got that. I love decorating walls, so I do faux art. I've done, I'll show you, I've done a turtle on my daughter's wall, because at the time, she's 4 years old, and we just fell in love with Finding Nemo. So I did a dolphin, I did, a turtle, I did some jellyfish, did Dory, did Nemo on her walls. It was pretty cool. And I love doing glass art. You get this fake stained glass. It's like glue, but it dries like clear, like stained glass, and you can get the black paint that looks like the wrought iron for stained glass. I was doing that on the windows. I love art. I love art. I love crafting. I was making teddy bears with people's fur coats. I have a teddy bear that I did for my daughter when she was born. I made one for her out of somebody's fur coat that was given to me. It was donated to me. And, I paint, do pastel. I was doing a bit of sculpture in high school. But yeah, so, I write poetry, I write stories, I do origami, so, the sky's the limit. Show us your art. VK does a lot of stuff, beautiful stuff, and I can't wait till my care package comes so I can show you guys what her talent is. So I love this channel, but I pretend for no one. Well, don't pretend. We just want true authenticity here. Hi, Eric. Nice to see you. How are you doing? Okay, you're creative. Yeah. Well, are you creative? What are you good at? What are you creative at? Maybe you like to write songs? Maybe you play the guitar and write your own music? That would be awesome. So I like the idea of people being free more than I like the idea of art. Oh, gosh, art is an expression of your soul. Like, seriously. Art allows you to free yourself from the pain. If you just allow yourself to just allow your hands to just create something, as your soul uses your hands to just mold clay or mold something, create woodworking, metalworking, it's just a way to free yourself. So free is the art. Sorry for what? Did I say something wrong again? You're the mod. Are you moderating me, VK? Does Rob do any art? If he does, I see him, for some reason, I see him, using, fabricating metal. I can see him like a sculpture, fabricating metal and using a welder. I see that. I don't know why. I just do. So, what are you guys, I'm gonna try and catch up here. What we talking about today? Well, Eric, we were answering some questions. One person that asked me a question personally, and then the other person asked on Reddit. And so the first question was basically, I'm looking for advice on narcissism. I want to go back to the narcissist. I hate that I need them. Can you convince me not to go back when I believe that I need the narcissist? I love them and I believe they do love me, but they don't realize it. Am I obsessed? How can I let go? And the other one is what we just finished talking about, is that there was a man who, his wife cheated on him with 4 other men, and she was giving red flags. And I just wanted to be clear that, okay, yes, there's red flags, but we don't know the whole story. And from his perspective, yeah, this is toxic. This is absolutely toxic. But however, to really help this person, it's best that we talk to both parties involved. So I can't, I shared what I could with this person, and I'm sharing with you guys what I can on this, that you guys got to notice these red flags. It's important to notice red flags when you see them and use your common sense. But, as somebody who's looking for advice, things like this can't be answered in just a quick little, excerpt to say, yes, there's red flags, leave her. It's like there's a lot of therapy that needs to go into this situation here. So, but yeah, so I just wanted to bring that to your attention. So people really do, yes, Cody, they do. They worship their relationships more than God. They don't turn to God. They don't ask God for counsel. So, You are out indefinitely. Good for you, Aquarius. Good for you. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Cody, I supersede all the powers that anybody has. So, anybody who wants to moderate themselves, I'll undo it. VK, you're not allowed to leave. You're stuck here forever. Yeah. He sculpts my heart. Ooh. I like that. You know, I've written God some love letters and some poems. I remember when I was on the farm, I used to look up at the clouds and look up at the blue sky and just talk to God. And I just, off the top of my head, I would just give him a poem. And those were such beautiful moments. So, VK, Rob, could you guys write each other a poem? Are you guys that creative? You know, what about writing each other some, you know, little nice things in the morning when you wake up? Like if Rob has to go to work and, you know, you make him a bagged lunch or whatever, and you just put a little note saying, I love you, I miss you, have a good day. You know, just put it in there. Just surprise him with it. Or Rob, take her lipstick and write on the mirror, you know, something nice when you go to work. So when she's sleeping, she wakes up and she sees a note on the mirror. Like these little loving things that we can do for each other. And I'm not calling you guys out. It's just VK and Rob are our super couple. Like they're our power couple on this channel. Like seriously. So, you know, like leave little notes in his car or leave little notes in her car. You know, if you guys got snow, put a little heart in the snow. And, you know, VK loves Rob or Rob loves VK or whatever. Just, you know, just do a little, just be childlike and tender-hearted to each other. You know? You guys are still working out the process, like of getting to know each other. And it takes work and it's difficult, but it's okay. You guys got this. You guys can do this. You just got to learn how to get along. So, and you're learning, like relationships are all about, you learn every day about each other. And it's tough, but it's beautiful. So, yeah, just cut to the chase, Joe says. Kiss and make up. That's right. Just kiss and make up. Just look at each other and just say, you know, and remember what it is that attracted you guys in the first place. Because I think that's the problem with many couples, is that people lose sight of what attracted them in the first place. You know, it's not just about looks. It's about how you guys are in your best behavior when you first meet, right? So it's like you're invited guests into each other's lives. So what do you do with an invited guest? You treat them, you give them your best. Give each other your best. Give each other your best. What do you got to lose? You're not faking it. You're showing the person what you're made out of. You're showing them your strength, not strength in toughness, like, oh, you know, and standing up to the person. It's about showing them what you're made out of in the way of kindness and compassion, and treat each other as how God treats you. And I'm not just singling people out here. I'm talking to all of us. You know, this is with our friendships and, you know, with ourselves even. Treat yourself as how God treats you with there's no judgment. So why are we judging each other? Why are we judging ourselves? You know, if let people be the way that they want to be. And usually it's like if we have a problem with somebody doing something that we're scared they're going to do, like for, you know, example, we're scared that they're going to run off with somebody else. I've had exes who like, oh, I don't want you hanging around her. She's putting ideas in your head. Like, what ideas? Oh, you're going to leave me. No, I'm with you because I'm with you. You know, I've had my ex say that to me. And I'm not responsible for their insecurity. And that's on them. If I want to stay, I want to stay. And, you know, usually when someone is insecure, it's got nothing to do with you. They just have this fear. And so, you know, it is because you are with the person, you do have some sort of responsibility to, you know, just help them through this. You know, that's what marriage vows are, for better or for worse. You know, and you're not responsible for how they feel, but you are responsible to just say, hey, let's talk about this. Okay, when I do this, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to leave. You know, you got to get to know me. You got to learn to trust me. And with my ex, you know, he had trust issues. And even though I was consistent and showing him consistency, he couldn't see that. And because he wasn't around for that. Because he was in the bar more than he was at home. But that's a different story. But, you know, as you get older, you learn to understand what is important. And you learn to just go with the flow. You're not here for people pleasing. You don't want people pleasing you. You just want to learn to get along. You just want to get along with people, right? And you got to get along with yourself first. Oh, thank you, Aquarius. It's baggy, but I like it. It's warm. It's warm. Well, that's unfortunate, VK. Well, you know what? Class dismissed. I think I've talked long enough, and our moderator needs to go and deal with some stuff, I think. And so I'm going to say thank you, everyone, for showing up tonight. This has been awesome. I mean, I've learned a lot about relationships, and I kind of wish I was in one, but I'm glad. I'm just happy being me right now. I'm just happy getting to know the Lord. I mean, I'm in a relationship with Jesus, and it's just lovely. It's just lovely. I had an awesome walk with him today. So find time to read Proverbs. That was our homework a few weeks ago, remember? Read Proverbs. I know Joe and I did. We read Proverbs today, and it was awesome. I got a lot out of it. I was doing a lot of highlighting. Wow. Wow, a lot of truths in Proverbs. So, hi Cheryl. It's nice to see you. There's important links in the description of this video. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. 1111. Oh my gosh, 11 people, 11 likes. Wow, those are some cool numbers. Thank you, everyone. If you guys haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to this channel. as your support helps to keep this channel growing. I cannot believe since December, we're almost like we hit 1,000 subscribers in December. And now we're almost at, what, have we hit 1,400 subscribers? Like, it's February. In 2 months, we've had 400 subscribers. It's like, or almost 400 subscribers. It's like leaps and bounds. Like, I think it took me two years to get to 200 subscribers. So you guys are doing this. This is your channel, and I just want to say thank you. And if you guys want to support this channel through donations, I accept donations through PayPal and also through Stripe. Stripe is a credit card processor. So if you guys want to pay through credit card, donate what you want to support this channel. I appreciate it because we're here twice a day. Once in the afternoon at 1 o'clock, and the second time is 10 o'clock in the evening, Eastern Standard Time. So this is all I do. I research. I have a downloadable PDF library for you of books that I personally have written. I am a published author. I am a peer support mentor. I'm here for you. And so your support helps to keep this channel live and thriving. So thank you, everyone. So with that said, thank you, VK. Thank you very much. With that said, I'd like to bid you adieu, farewell. Sleep dreams, sweet dreams. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Oh yeah, I love that song. Anyways, sweet dreams. Have a good sleep. And we'll see you tomorrow afternoon. And yeah, if you guys want to email me, there's my email right there. Thank you, VK. And if you guys want to get in on our private Telegram chat, where we talk about suicide, we talk about sexual assault, we talk about schizophrenia, mental disorders, behavioral issues, addictions. So we're going to also have a little forum where you can post your art. And maybe it will give you some incentive to get out of your ego and get into your creative center and start channeling God and allowing God to lead you in your art and get creative to bring out your childlike demeanor. How does that sound? Sounds pretty good. I'll show you my art if you show me yours. All right, so we'll see you tomorrow. I love you, everyone, and thank you, VK. Good night, Rob. We love you. I love you all, and thank you for hanging with us. I hope this video has helped you to see that, you know, there are red flags, and we can't miss those. We need to start thinking for ourselves and using our common sense and letting love, unconditional love, just lead the way. So God bless you, everyone. Mwah. I love you. Good night. Sweet dreams.